Hi everyone, may this video reach who it needs to. So today I wanted to take a moment with you present of what feels most alive for me to speak on. Okay. So the word that came to mind was initiation. And like with all words, that could mean different things to different people. From my personal experience, initiation has been a very layered word, and it has also been just a aspect of life, a consistent aspect of life. And it always occurs when you're ready for the level up. It always occurs when you have to make a decision or a choice, and through the process or series of unfoldments of events, whatever it is with the intention for you to grow and for you to elevate. And these can occur in all forms and levels. And a common initiation, I would say, of what it means to walk in authenticity is being presented with circumstances and situations where that will be really like the focus and the test of you to kind of gauge where you're at. An example of this, if you are if you're struggling right now to just speak on your life, speak on your experiences, speak on what feels true for you, or even having certain conversations, or just having a deep desire that something is changing, and you're kind of like, you can see the momentum picking up, but there might still be doubts and hesitations, and there also might just be like, just present tests for you. And those tests can come in all forms, but more often than not, it can come in really simple ways of you saying yes when you mean yes, and you saying no when you mean no. Or sharing or demonstrating something that in the past you may not have even deemed necessary, but now in the present, with the willingness to grow and change, there is no alternative. And that in itself is initiation, when you fully accept that the circumstance may not be ideal and may not be comfortable, but willing to walk it anyway, willing to walk the path anyway. And this might seem separate, but I'm gonna tie it back with the aspect of our multifaceted nature. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that each one of us has different aspects of self, different character traits or personality traits or interests or hobbies, or just different aspects of our vessel and of our being that may be expressed more in certain situations or in certain dynamics or in certain environments. And that doesn't dismiss the other parts of you. It is just a natural way of adapting and a natural way of there's some flow to it. So depending on where you're coming from, when you embrace more of a certain aspect of self, then you will see how that translates in your interactions, in your environment, in your mindset, in your just day-to-day life. For example, the way that I'm speaking to you now, that is a certain specific quality that I have, but it is not the only quality and aspect of self that I have. It may be needed in order to translate this specific topic and messaging, but other aspects of self can be more present when it's relevant. For example, like if I'm in a situation where I am very much just wanting to play and just wanting to have fun and in company with those that are also wanting to play and have fun, then I can step into that playful side of myself. I can step into that silly side of myself. I can step into that more childlike version of myself. Or another situation where if I am maybe in a situation where I know I need to have more boundaries, or maybe be an example of that while knowing that there might not be any, then maybe my tone of voice can change up. I can be a little bit more firm. I can be a little bit more direct. I can be a little bit more, what can come across as harsh or, just not putting up with it. Okay? And those are just some examples. So you can have this one part of yourself, and you can have the fun and playful side, and you can have the hard, I don't, care about any of that side, and you can have the part of you that is maybe just really innocent and wanting to be loved, and then you can have this other part that is more, I don't know, more analytical, or more intellectual, or more creative, or more I don't know, adventurous, like all these things. This is just what comes to mind at first, but we all have these different aspects of self. And what I've noticed with how that ties into initiation is that sometimes there's certain aspects of self that we don't love, that we don't like. We don't want to see those parts. We don't want to embrace those parts. We don't even want to recognize that they're there. We want to push them to the side. And those parts of you are just as valued and just as needed to be in your full expression. And I speak on this from experience, but I also speak on this from learning in real time, that when you choose to walk a certain path, especially, we can call it the path of multi-generational healing, the path of just being the change that you want to see, those paths come with a lot of initiations. Those paths come with a lot of having to see yourself in all aspects, whether that be in your own privacy or through the relationships that you have with others. And I just want to just speak to the person watching this right now, that God loves every part of you. God loves you for who you are. And I'm sorry if you've ever felt hurt or just really put down, or just even embarrassed or ridiculed for an aspect of yourself that maybe you were just innocently being. Maybe you were just an innocent little being, and you had to experience something that forced you to shut down, that forced you to turn away from that part of you, that forced you to put on a different character, put on a different persona, put on, just different expectations of what the world told you to be. And if you're watching this right now, I want you to know that you are loved exactly as you are. And the only thing that matters is what you think about yourself. The only thing that matters is how you love yourself. So if someone has made you think otherwise, I'm just here to reflect back that you are worthy and you are safe to be yourself. You are safe to be yourself. You are safe to be yourself. May everyone watching this truly feel that in every ounce of their body, every ounce of their being, every ounce of their mind and spirit, that you are safe to be yourself. And a lot of times, that safety will come only after you experience what it is not to be safe. You experience what it is not to love yourself. You experience what it is not to want to embrace other aspects of yourself. There's certain parts of myself that I can admit to loving more. Or maybe from a societal aspect associated with loving more. And simultaneously, I've learned to have grace for the parts that I don't like as much. Because sometimes you will be the only person that can give yourself grace. And if you don't do it, no one else will. God will. God's there. God loves you. And at the same time, if you are walking through this world having to have social interactions and social connection and being part of the world, the best gift that you can give yourself is that pure grace and love for all parts of yourself. And maybe there's some parts you don't even fully know about right now. And that's okay. Sometimes they can be a little sneaky. Oftentimes they can be pretty sneaky. But the beautiful thing about talking to other people and being in the world, not just retreating into a cave, but being in the world and being around people, is that every time you speak to someone, you have the opportunity to see yourself. And you have the opportunity to see what you think of yourself and how much you love yourself. And I also wanted to add that if you are in a place right now where you don't feel love for yourself, or there's a lot of hesitations or a lot of just really discomfort and not not really wanting to be here in this body, in this now. Understand that this part of you that feels small, and this part of you that feels unseen or unsafe or angry or resentful or jealous or bitter or guilty, the whole nine. Understand that these parts want love too. And these parts deserve to be loved too. And the only one that can fully love them at the level at which you wish to be loved is you. So just know that you are not alone. You're doing a great job. And just continue to show up and continue to be all that you are. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.